Good morning. Great to see everyone again, or you're seeing me anyway. Great to be able to answer a few more questions. They were a bit tricky last week. Let's see if they've lightened up this week. It'll be interesting because I do it on spec, as it were. I look at the questions and then answer the question. Probably look for them once. So I like to be on the spot with these questions for you. So hope everybody's fit and well, and their families are fit and well, and hopefully we'll start seeing a downward curve in this horrible virus, and we can start thinking about getting this end of season back on the way and all get together again at our beloved Playmore and watch the lads finish the season strong. Okay, let's get to the questions. Here we go. The first one was from Nick Payne of Surrey. Actually, the first four were from Nick Payne from Chessington in Surrey. Wow. We've had a few faraway supporters, haven't we? Texas and Lincoln. Anyway, he's saying, which team did you support? And then he gives me his answers, so I'll quickly tell you his answers. Which team did you support? And he said, I just supported whoever Jimmy Greaves played for. Jimmy Greaves was his best football hero, and he asked me who was mine. So, I mean, mine was when I was very young. We lived in Hackney, and me and my brother was always taken to Tottenham during the Jimmy Greaves and Alan Gilzine era. So Jimmy Greaves, when I was very young, was a hero of mine as well. But we then moved to Fulham, and Fulham became my team growing up. And of course, I don't know if you remember, but George Best and Rodney Marsh decided to sign for Fulham in a particular year when I was still fairly young and on the terraces at Fulham. I wasn't a fighter, I was a lover. But anyway, I was on the terraces, and they were so entertaining. It was unbelievable during that time at Fulham. So my hero at the start was Jimmy Greaves, same as yourself, and then when I moved over to Fulham, it was Jules Best and Rodney Marsh. Okay, you asked what other sports did you follow or play? I'll tell you what he likes. He likes cricket, American football, rugby, and golf. A real sporting person. I'm pretty similar. I'm happy watching all different sports. I watch all sports. I just enjoy the physicalness of it. I enjoy the mental side of it, the strategy side of all sports, and it keeps you in good stead for the football as well. But as far as playing's concerned, I played cricket as a youngster. I've still got my in my room upstairs. I've got my London Schoolboys cap for playing for cricket for the London Schoolboys. I'm very, very proud of that. And I wasn't bad. I was opening bat for the London Schools. And I also played at Watford at the time as a young lad, and a little tubby lad called Mickey Gattin, who ended up becoming captain of the England national team at cricket. We were both in the same team, both at Watford as footballers. He was a little dumpy right back, and I was a little midfield player. I wasn't dumpy. And he didn't have his goatee then, Mickey Gattin, but he and we also played cricket for Middlesex Colts. So, we was training every other day at Watford as young lads, training in the evenings, and on the other days we would be in the nets at Middlesex Cricket. So that was one. I like to play golf, and I'm not very good at it. I'm not a cheat at 24 or whatever it is, but I can play to it sometimes and not others. And if I get better than that, then I've done really well. But I enjoy that. And often I go out with Lee locally, and we have a game of golf, and there's always a big rivalry between us when we've got time. Obviously at this time we're not playing, but funny enough, talking about social distancing, the last time we went to play golf, we both hit two fantastic drives, and we could only see one ball. We couldn't see the other ball. We didn't know which ball. Anyway, we walked up to the ball that was there, and I promise you, the two balls were that far apart. There was nothing in between. There was actually touching. So we felt that as we both got a similar sort of drive, and mind you, it wasn't 20 yards, it was 200 yards or so. We said, well, we better not go golf now because we might not be able to be social distancing. Although normally I'm one side, he's the other side, and we never speak to each other. But anyway, I like a game of golf. Downsy's not bad at golf. He's very good. He smashes it a mile, and yeah, he's a good player. I like table tennis, and me and my brothers, with Pete, and we've been brought up with sort of table tennis, so we're not bad at that, and we have big rivalry in that field, the table tennis field. And also all my family always went into judo as young lads, and it sort of kept you in good stead, whether it's your balance or your confidence or whatever it is. And to be honest, we all done okay at judo, and I don't want to be clever and show you a few little medals, but I certainly won a few competitions, and proud of that. So that was another thing that, thank you for asking that, because it always brings back good memories. He also asked, when I get it back up on my phone, just 1 second, come on, okay, he asked, what do you drink when you go to the pub? He drinks real ale. If I'm in a pub, which isn't very often, I'm an orange and lemonade man. I can have fun without having alcohol necessarily. And the only other drink I drink is champagne if I've won something, because I think that's the only thing to do. You know, sometimes over a meal, myself and the wife might have a Prosecco or something, but I'm not a big sort of beer drinker. So that's my answer to that. So thanks, Nick, for those 28 questions. No, it's great. I enjoyed answering them. So we got Elliot, 17, from Torquay. What was your favourite or most memorable goal from last season? Actually, Nick, there was a few. I'm saying Nick again. Elliot, he's 17. There was a few last year. I mean, obviously, Reedy got the most amount of goals, that was for sure. And a lot of them were fantastic goals. I mean, if you put all these goals together, you can see, the array of talent that he's got for scoring goals. I remember Amani's one at Barnet, Kalala's one at home. I can't remember what it was, but it was the volley. Ben Whitfield, Jake Andrews, Connor, they've all scored. Jake Edwards, Jake Andrews. I haven't seen them so long, I forgot their names. Sorry about that. But the one that springs to mind, I think, as the first time I've read it, was Kalala's volley at Plainmoor. It was great to score a goal like that in front of our own fans, and it was a great strike. And so that's the one that sticks in my mind. Malcolm Rennie, yellow for 53 years. Brilliant. You might need to go and see about that, mate. You might have jaundice. Just kidding. I understand what you mean by yellow. As Harry Redknapp has been in the jungle, which would you volunteer for? And you have to pick one. I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here. Strictly Come Dancing or Dancing on Ice. Well, Malcolm, I can't eat bugs. I can't move a bug out of my living room if there's one in there. The missus has to do it. So that's a no-no. Dancing on ice, I haven't got the balance on ice. I get started okay, but the only way that I stop is when I hit the wall at the end, and that's it. I can't turn, I can't stop. So that would be ridiculous. Strictly Come Dancing, I can't really dance as such. I can do the twist. All you older folk that remember the twist, I'm not bad at that. So probably the best of the worst would be Strictly Come Dancing, and I would hope to get knocked out after my first dance, because it would just got more and more embarrassing. All right, okay. Thanks for that question. Here's another question from Joe Uglo from Paynton. He says, I was wondering if you could explain a little more about the payment model generally adopted for our loan players. Is there a percentage of wage paid, and does this depend on whether the player is playing or not? Well, Joe, it's obviously you have to identify the player first. You that you want to loan. You then have to make contact with the club, and you try and negotiate with the club. If the player's on good money, then obviously there are occasions when you can. The parent club will allow you to pay half because they see it as their benefit as well. Sometimes if he's within our wage structure, we will pay the full money. And on very few occasions, a club might feel that it's great experience for the player, and they're happy for him to come to us for nothing, whether he plays or not. You also asked the question as to what is the situation. Is there a situation that happens where some clubs say that if the player doesn't play, then you pay his full salary. If he does play, then you pay nothing. I don't like that one, because I don't see that as giving a player good experience. For instance, if he's not playing well and he's had a bit of time playing poorly, he needs to be dropped for his own experience. Really, that's why you'd hope that clubs are sending him out, to get that experience. And also, it wouldn't be fair on the players in the team, because they won't be happy really if they feel that and get the idea that the manager's only playing the player, because if they don't play him, then they've got to pay out money. And so I don't like that system at all, and I wouldn't get involved in that particular loan deal. All right, so that's that. We have to just bear with me for a minute. I'll just get back into my phone for the final part of that question, Joe. And it was he says, and if they are out injured, who picks up the bill for that? Well, unfortunately, when a loan player comes to you and he gets injured playing for you or training with you, unfortunately you have to foot the bill, and you still have to pay him, because there's a loan contract that you have to sign with the parent club and the player, and so we as the loan club have to carry on paying his loan fee, if you like, which is sometimes that's okay because they're not out for long, but when they're out for a long time, then obviously it's a sort of a waste of money that you haven't got the use of the player. Obviously it's worse for the player because he's not playing and he's injured, but and we've been really unlucky this year, as you know, where people like Connor Lemonhay Evans, we had Seiko. These were all loans that were all injured for quite a long time. Frank Vincent, Opie, so we've been unlucky with our good loans where they've been out for several weeks, and that was unfortunate for us. But hey ho, that's how it goes. And you also say, what was my favourite game from last season and why? Favourite game? Well, I always say you never get a second chance to create a first impression, and that was so true joining Torquay and going into the first game of the season with everybody having a look at the new manager and seeing how he's going to play and how the team plays, and we went to Hungerford, my first game, and it was obviously important to get going and start getting a few results, starting with this one. And we went there and we played well, the lads played well, we won the game, and it just set the scene for the coming weeks. We had a couple of cup games after that and a couple more league games, and we went on a very good run. We were 14th when I joined, but I knew that we had some players that we could nurture, if you like. We had to get rid of a couple and bring in a couple of others, and that meant that I felt that we could give it a good go, and that's what we did, and the rest is history. So I'd say the Hungerford game, because it was the start of a new era, if you like. All right, okay. The final question then comes from Jason Ditton, age 8, and I'm pretty sure it was Jensen. It was Jensen that gave us our first question in a few weeks back in all these questions that I've tried to answer for you. So, good one to finish on, Jensen. And he says, how did it feel like when you became the Torquay manager? I can see you've not been at school, Jensen, because you spelt manager wrong. But don't worry, you'll be back at school soon and you start working on your spelling again. Well done, mate. Good question, though. Thank you. Well, I felt proud. I was very happy to join Torquay United. I had a quick meeting with the powers that be at Torquay, the owner and the managing director, and they talked to me about the vision that they had for the club and how they saw the future, and I was impressed, and I understood what they were trying to do and felt that it'd be nice to be a part of it. We got the first stage done. That was getting out of the National South League and getting ourselves into the National League, and now we've got to just try and get ourselves into the Football League as soon as we can. So I always felt that Plainmoor, I always felt comfortable coming to Plainmoor as an opposing manager, even though there was always banter between me and the supporters, but it was always friendly, clever banter. And so, you just leave some clubs with a good impression. I was always looked after when I went to Torquay to watch a game as a manager. I was scouting from other teams, if you like, and I was always very welcome. So that stays with you for a little while as well. So it felt good, and hopefully, Jensen, we can get you and all our other Yellow Army getting a lot nearer the playoffs if this season ever gets going again, which I'm sure it will. I hope it will, when the virus disappears and we can finish the season. And obviously it looks like a precarious position in that 14th, 15th spot. However, as you know, as we stand, we've got 3 games in hand. So if the boys come back strong and give it a right go, then we might be getting ourselves on the verge of the playoffs with a couple of games to go. So that's what I've still got hope in my heart. But if it's not this season, then we'll give it a right go next season. So thanks for the questions. Really appreciate it. I've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. I've tried to be honest. Hopefully I haven't said anything that I shouldn't have said, because I've tried to do it off spec, as it were. Hopefully everybody's steering clear of the virus, and everybody's healthy, and all their families are healthy. And when this virus starts dipping and drifts away, hopefully we can get our football back, and that'll be important for all of us. We've all got that hope that the coronavirus disappears and we can start playing football again. That's everybody's opinion, I'm sure. So until we all meet again, as it were, as Vera Lynn said, good luck, stay healthy, stay home as we speak, and hopefully they'll let us all out soon and we can live our lives normally. Okay, thanks a lot, everybody. See you again soon. Cheers.